All right, guys, here we go. We're going to outline our plan of attack on these micro futures. And in all seriousness, if you're, thinking gold and silver is going to continue upward, after a brief pullback, same with copper, something you might want to, take a hard look at. And then also even the micro oil futures, those as well. If you think, come springtime, you know how they always ramp up the oil and gas prices for the summer driving, and that'll be here before you know it. So a lot of potential. And the main three reasons for these micro futures is number one is that it takes very little, in comparison to stocks and ETFs and stuff, very little initial investment risk capital to enter these trades, number one. Number two, there's no pattern day trading rules. Now, FINRA, government entity, controls and regulates both stocks and ETFs as well as the futures market. However, with stocks and ETFs, and don't ask me the reasoning for this, they require, at least 25,000, uh, uh, as far as capital, in order to day trade. In other words, taking more than three round trips, meaning buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, in a one open market day, as opposed to the futures, and specifically here we're talking about the micro futures because there's just a lot less money required on all these. And then if you look at silver, for example, um, it's $2,054 to control 1,000 ounces. Okay, so just telling you, how incredible, these opportunities are. But at the same time, hey, you got to be able to know the charts and how to, play these markets. But as and then also, that I'm not a CPA or anything, tax accountant, what have you, but there's tax advantages to the futures as opposed to stocks. It's a 60-40 split. In other words, you're only going to, on your short-term gain, like if you bought and sold, within a minute or within, a week or a day or a few days, only 60% of that is going to be taxed at short-term gains, and then 40% will be at long-term gains. Okay, so yeah, definitely a few advantages there. But let's get on into it. Right now, we're on a very strong with oil, the West Texas Intermediate micro futures, and hitting this resistance up here. Now, let me bring this really back to where it belongs right here. This high pivot area, as you can see, we've hit it, but beginning to put in a potential, indecision, spinning top doji. Some people call it dragonfly, but anyway, all thing you have to know is when you have a small body there with wicks on either side. I try to make this all as simple as possible, and you're on, to the upside. Um, you know, you have potential of pulling back to the downside. And we generally wait until, either the bottom wick's taken out to go short or the top wick's taken out to go long, just to let the bulls and bears work it out. So we're still long here, and we will make a move, take profits or whatever, but we like to wait until these candles are close or pretty close to it, okay? As you've seen it before, you'll have a big, huge green candle, the start of the day, middle of the day, and then by the time it closes, all that is melted away. The snowman's gone. Like over here, if you can see this, all that was green at one time, okay? And yeah, I'm sure people, bought up here and all the way down. But knowing it was under the 20, knowing the time count, and then knowing that this topping tail there is generally not a good sign of continuation. It can, but not, it's odds and probability, got to play those. Anyway, you had this takeout candle here, then that was your signal that it was going going to go lower. Okay. And just talking here, we've already gained a little bit of momentum. So we'll see how it goes by the end of the day. Then also you can go long or go short. Uh, the micro futures E-mini regarding the Dow Jones or the S&P. And as you can see, we hit this little double top, little high pivot resistance. We're clearing out the previous two candles. So we'll see if we get more downdraft, next couple of days. So, and then we'll see how we close the day on that, depending on what we do. Now, the E-mini micro futures SP 500, again, you go long or short, just literally a click of the mouse here. Um, Not really ready to make a move long or short here at this time. We need confirmation, need at least a couple of things to do that. And go, we're short here, just well, for a few reasons. We're time and distance above the 20, for example, a little extended. And then we were looking at some things. If you go, you always got to go back to the left, looking at some things here on the weekly that cause concern as far as potential resistance. And then on our silver, we're just neutral here, trying to see. Actually, this needs to be, that was red for resistance. I don't know how I made that blue. Little support here, but we'll see if we come down through that area. Maybe I'm going to take that off, just clean off this chart. We got in here, and then when we were having issues with all this consolidation zone up here about $24.30, we got out and just watching to see if this pullback is just going to be a higher low, like like down, up, down, up, and then see where we come in. And as you look here, we're at a low and then a higher low. Yeah, it's barely, but hey, you got to pick up on everything here. And then, as you see, we took off, and that blue arrow, yeah, that's the candle we got in on, but we waited until when the daily to close. And then FCX, that's just a stock, but went short on it. We had two different factors. Well, really three. We were far and away from the 20. That's one. Number two, we were on a time count here. That's two. And then we were hitting from the this kind of a secret. We were hitting this low pivot going back to March of 2022, as you see, and then the formation of that type of candle. So yeah, that was, you just have to know a couple of three formations. You don't have to, know an encyclopedia of candles, of formations, of patterns, and indicators and all that stuff. You can see right here we have two lines on the chart, the 20 and the 200. The cleaner and simpler you make it, the easier it is to figure this stuff out. But okay, guys, give us a follow on Twitter. Check out our Patreon's, members group. And then also we have the course that we did with Economic Ninja, below, the trading of these macro futures. The whole course, like 20, plus chapters to help you get started, the introduction to, trading macro futures. All right, guys, and we will see you on the charts.